Hi guys, we are a member of Youth Culture Corp, which is a group for guiding foreigners about Korean cultures and traditions. Today, we are going to tell you about some symbols of animals in Korea. Turtles are a symbol of patience and longevity. In the past, people believed that turtles lived more than 3,000 years. People even ate them because they thought it helped them live longer. So it became one of the 10 traditional symbols of longevity. The main reason for being considered as a long-lived animal is because of its slow behavior. It breathes once every minute. People believe that these breathing skills and slow motions save energy and prolong life. This is why people tried to live peacefully. They thought being angry makes them breathe faster and makes their life shorter. The royal seal, which is stamped on a document symbolizing the country, is also said to have made a tortoise-shaped handle to emphasize the tortoise nobility. The turtle was worshipped as one of the four gods along with the dragon, phoenix, and white tiger. The fourth side was regarded by blue dragon in the east, phoenix in the south, white tiger in the west, and the black turtle in the north. Here the turtle is called the black turtle and is a combination with snakes. In winter, everything in the world hides in the ground and sunlight became precious. So, it was regarded as a god in charge of darkness and the underworld. It also implies that the black turtle is a very strong fighter, which meaning a black warrior, and it was painted on the military flag to symbolize the invincibility of the war. The shape of the Korea map is known as a tiger. In Korea, where 70% of the country is mountain, rituals for worshipping mountains are more developed than those of China or Japan. In the process of worshipping the mountain, the symbolism of the tiger changed into the spirit of our nation's faith. You can simply think of it as a symbol of Korean. Let's take a look at the tiger's symbol. Among tigers, white tigers were worshipped more sacredly in China or Korea. Tigers symbolize bravery. The white tiger is also one of the animals that dominates the slope with the black turtle. You can see the white tiger painting on the ceiling of the west gate on the palace or a flag. It was believed that the royal family and the rich would no longer be ready when the white tiger appeared. Tigers were also thought to be the king of the beast, so they were thought to fight off evil spirits and diseases, and were also made as amulets. The most common use was tiger claws, which was carried around by the child of noble families to prevent disease or bad luck. People thought that the bad energy won't come in by writing or painting the gates or pillars of the house with tigers. Bat is a mammal that looks like a mouse but acts like a bird because it flies with wings. Since ancient times, bats have been considered as negative animals in the West, but positive animals in the East. In the Eastern society, people thought it symbolized fertility and luck. Because bats have a strong reproductive ability, people used bat patterns in hopes of having many children. Some families hung up paintings of bats for wishing to have many babies. Also, bats became a symbol of good luck in the Joseon dynasty, the last dynasty of Korea, because bats and fortune was written with the same Chinese characters. Even in China, the pronunciation of luck was similar to bats. You may have been curious about the bat patterns, which is always hung upside down, that is often seen in the palace and Korean traditional house hanok. People believed that if the bat is hanging upside down, it would pour out more of its blessings. Old literature states that the ancestors thought bats were sacred animals. They thought if bats lived more than 500 years, it would change from black to white. Also, it was believed that bats is hanging upside down because their brain was heavy, so they thought that eating them would make them Taoist hermit with miraculous powers.
Chickens have long been considered sacred animals. If you look all over our history, you can see that chickens appear. The sanctity of a chicken was considered a ghost first because it told humans that the sun was rising like the prophet, signaling the moment the light spreads by crying. The chicken also played a major role as one of the 12 gods, as is widely known. The Chinese zodiac is a dozen animal gods who play a role in protecting time and direction. Among them, the chicken refers to the west side of the direction and the time zone refers to 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Among the 12 animals, it is the only animal with wings that can travel freely between the earth and the sky. In folk paintings, chickens represent a variety of meanings, including a species to prevent disasters and achieve their wishes. Among them, only one chicken appears as a painting for the purpose of a mural. The red crest of a rooster was used to mean that the name of appearance of the rooster is seen with a government post and thus obtain a government post. In other words, the crest of a chicken was a symbol of ascension and wealth, so anyone who wanted to study and become a government official had a picture of a chicken close by. Dogs are the oldest animals to be domesticated and have become the first to become familiar with people and have been loved the most. Perhaps that's why the dogs in the old writings and paintings were usually depicted as loyal animals that followed their owners well, protecting their homes, property, and bodies. Loyalty to protect its owner has become a symbol of crime prevention, and not only of the thieves, but also the guardian god who protects the property while fighting off bad gods and diseases. As a symbol of this, even in the old days, a glass made of animal horns was carved into the shape of a dog and used as a guardian to protect people. As the dog's job was to protect its owner, it became a symbol of loyalty. And many folk tales of the Joseon dynasty also appeared in this sense. Most of the paintings were painted in harmony with the trees because the Chinese pronunciation of tree and protect was the same, emphasizing protection from the disaster by drawing the dog together. The dragon is a surreal and mysterious animal inspired by the unceasing imagination of the Asian people. The dragon in the royal family was a belief that a dragon shaped as a gull ruled the sky, and the emperors symbolized it as if they were descendants of the dragon. In the Yuan dynasty of China, in particular, 5-toed dragon designs were made so that they could only be used in the imperial court. The dragon that appeared in Korea had almost 4 toes, but it was painted on objects that were used by the royal family with 5 toenails from the late Joseon dynasty and the Korean Empire. It also emphasized mystic by expressing the emperor's clothes in Yongpo and the emperor's face in Yongan. Joseon also used the dragon as a symbol of the king. A legend has it that the founder of Goryeo dynasty, Wangan's ancestor, was a dragon. During the Joseon dynasty, a phoenix was used instead of a dragon due to relationship with China, but the objects of the royal palace were mostly dragons. Since Keunjeongjeon Hall of Gyeongbokgung Palace is the place where the king works. The king's authority was emphasized by painting a dragon on the ceiling. Originally, it was a phoenix, but King Gojong ascended the throne and ordered it to be changed to a dragon, so 2 yellow dragons were settled. So we talked about 6 animals that are closely related to our culture. They were all familiar animals by name, but I think I've never seen how they relate to our culture before. It was so interesting and I had an informative time. Thank you.